Hello. Thank you for joining us today, this beautiful April day. We're so happy to be back live on air. And today is an exciting day because we have our friend Brian Knepp of B Print and Design to join us a little later. And we're excited to talk about marketing and marketing your business, marketing your company, design, and marketing versus branding. So we'll talk a little bit about that later with Brian.
That's right. But first, we'll start Monday like we start every Monday with our Monday Market Moment.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening in North Central Florida. We will start up with St. Augustine in the beaches area. So you've got 38 active, 20 pending, and 20 closed.
It's a pretty good numbers for there.
Still, that's pretty normal for what we see up in there. We will jump down to the Ocala Marion County area, only 179 active since the start of April. We're on the 18th day. So that's a pretty low number, I think. Only 391 pending and 266 closed. That is below average, but still, obviously, things are moving. It's more of a lack of supply issue more so than a people out buying issue.
Yeah, the low active numbers are what really shows that. There's just not a lot for sale right now in any of these markets.
It's true. And if you look over at Gainesville, you'll see there's only 77 active since April 1st. 218 pending and 144 closed. April is traditionally one of our more busy months. It is part of the kickoff to the sales season. So on the lower side, but still the good news is people are getting homes. Homes are coming on the market, just not at the rate that we're used to. Down in your Hillsborough and Tampa Bay area, you've got 329 active, 668 pended, and 488 closed.
That looks more like it right there.
Yeah, so
a lot higher numbers, but Tampa's always a little higher, obviously, with being a larger city. So those are your numbers for April as of the 1st to the 18th, and again, still low. So if you have interest in selling your home, please give us a call in any of these areas. Please give us a call, and you can visit our website to see the marketing of our properties and other properties on the market. So we look forward to hearing from you. All right, so let's bring on our guest today. We've got Brian here. Hey, Brian, thank you for joining us.
Thanks
we
for
are
having me.
we are both in BNI Results on Fire, so go BNI, and thank you. It's how we sort of became a little bit better friends, although we knew each other before. But we love having people on here that we can learn from, talk about business with, and relate it to real estate. But I think today we're going to really relate it to owning your own company and ways that you can help and ways that you've helped us.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Brian, and how you started B Print Design.
I've been here in Gainesville for a little over 13 years now, actually almost 14. I worked for a printing company as a graphic designer / print sales rep for 10 years. And then switched gears, went to another promotional company for 2 years before realizing this is crazy. I could be doing this myself, and I need to start working for myself. So I've on my business now for a little over 2 years, and I basically do everything marketing-wise you would need as a business. I do logos, I do print work, brochures, postcards, stuff like that, apparel stuff, polo shirts, hats, sweatshirts. Promo items, if you wanted to do an item, with your logo on it, a keychain or whatever it may be, then I do that too.
Right. So you started right when the pandemic hit, and you sort of had to start. A lot of people knew you from your time with these other companies you talked about, and so they knew to call you. But you really had to start off with some new products. So what were some products that you did during this change with the pandemic that you never really did before?
It was interesting. It was literally the first couple of weeks I was in business. Still kind of nervous, deciding whether or not I did the right thing or not. But a lot of hand sanitizers, masks, stuff like that. Items that most people normally wouldn't have ordered if it wasn't for the pandemic. So it was interesting to getting started. But now that we're kind of leveled off, it's those orders.
You're doing the traditionals, right? Yeah.
Normal
I know
stuff,
that when you started and the pandemic happened, we wanted some hand sanitizer masks, and I think you were the only one who could give us the smaller bottles with our logos on them. So you were able to, change and redirect everything fairly quickly. So we really appreciated that, because that was great for, still continuing to show houses and try to have open houses, although that was really risky, but have, these small bottles that we could hand out to people, and they really appreciated that.
Yeah, I appreciated the orders, and I was able to pay my mortgage, so thank you.
Right. So what got you into this? Just these other companies hiring you and really seeing that you could brand and market?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been involved in fine art and just design in general. So I knew even from a very young age I was going to do something with art.
Right.
But yeah, just me from working with those other companies and seeing how business worked, kind of getting thrown into a marketing role and like a more sales type role. I just got better and better at it, and through organizations like BNI, I like talking to people, and I like making my own hours and going out and doing my own thing.
This is the way to do it, right?
Yeah,
and you get to have a little bit artistic abilities with this because you also help design a lot of this artwork. Now, someone can come to you with their own design and you just print it out on different apparel.
Yeah.
But you can also help them come up with logos and different design elements for, like you said, T-shirts, hats, any events that are coming up.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, that's the meat and potatoes of my business. Someone says, I already have a logo, I need 100 shirts or 100 hats, whatever it may be, then I can help out with that rather easily. But, it's good for me personally if someone comes to me and says, I need a logo or I need a custom design, that those are the projects I like working on.
Right. Cool. What do you say when, like, say a new company is coming in and they need some help getting their name out there? What are some great tips that you have for them?
If they already have an established logo and they're not willing to change it up, then I'd say just start at the bare basics. You need good business cards because you're going to be out talking to people. Right. You need to look good. You got to have good swag. You got to have a nice polo shirt, nice work shirt, whatever it may be. You have to look the part. And it always helps to have something to leave with a prospective client or one of your best clients. You'll leave them a Yeti cup or something nice that they're going to hold on to and use.
So what are some of the products that you design or have created the most for companies?
What's the most popular?
Right now, it really does change a whole lot, but Yeti cups are always going to be, or Yeti style type cups, like a metal tumbler type thing.
So those are really big still.
Yeah.
How many tumblers does everybody eat now?
Yeah, I mean, I have like 50 in my
I know, I feel like I have that many.
So people keep ordering them, so.
What's another, like, we've had a lot of success with like emery boards and stuff like that. Do you see a lot of people order that kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, desktop mouse pads, flashlight, keychains, bottle openers. I've done so many things right now. I'm kind of blanking, but I mean, it's a very, very wide variety of items that I produce.
Do you find that people in Gainesville order different items than people in like Jacksonville or Orlando or different areas that you work?
No, I'm glad you mentioned that, though. I do have clients all over the United States. I have facilities I do work with in California and Pennsylvania. So if they're kind of in a pinch, they need something quick, and they're up north, then I would use my
northern
contact
suppliers, right?
Yeah, or vice versa in the West Coast.
But it's pretty much all the same, kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the colder areas, obviously, the more hoodies, more coats, jackets, stuff like that.
Right.
Here, more tank tops, I'd say. And
are you seeing some trends happening now since COVID happened that weren't there before?
It's coming back to normal, which I like to see. Yeah. The trend is people are placing a lot less orders for hand sanitizers, masks, and that kind of that kind of stuff.
More back to the traditional, which is the Yeti cups, the T-shirts, maybe some hats, things like that.
People are starting to go back out to trade shows. They're starting to gather more in groups. So it's coming back to normal.
Yeah. Do you see? Since we're talking about nail files or emery boards, do you see like female-based organizations versus male-based? Is there something different? Like you're going to find more emery boards with the females, or?
I would say that. Yeah, I have a client in Georgia where it's predominantly females. There's 10, 15 people that work in that facility, and they're always ordering, hats with the little ponytails cut in the back of them and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we have those. Yeah. Those are great.
Yeah, so it does vary pretty widely.
All right. What are some, I don't know, things that you can tell owners that they need to get into because they're, again, bestsellers and advice to give to them? Like we sort of asked that before, but really, what are the best ways to brand yourself?
Yeah, I'd say it's for any small business, if you have the budget for it, just order more than you need and keep them off in a closet somewhere because you can always put together 4 or 5 items for a really good client, a really good prospect.
Right.
Or if you have somebody that, maybe they'll order something, maybe they won't, maybe give them one of the 5 items that you have stowed away. So don't give away everything all at once to everybody, just kind of tier gift.
I want to know from the audience, like, what is your number one item that if you see it, like, available for free that you take? I don't believe that it's pens, because I think you only need so many pens, but...
Although pens, I think, are great to have as an owner, especially in real estate, because you can just give them out to everyone.
Oh, no, I agree.
And, taking them to, like, waitresses and anybody that uses pens all the time, I think they're really good to have.
Right, but that's not the thing that I grab.
Right.
Hats.
Elio says hats. Yeah, of course. If there's free hats, I think a lot of people will wear them.
Or just something that's like not a normal item. Like I'm going to give a shout out to my tattoo guy, Sleepy Dave. He
Sleepy Dave,
Anthem Tattoo, great tattoo place. But anyway, he came to me and said, I want to do pizza cutters, and I was like, pizza cutters. But
okay.
I mean, his logo on a pizza cutter. He's like, yeah, everyone eats pizza, and I'm like, that's the kind of mindset you kind of have to have. It's something different. If I saw that at a trade show, I'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. Give me a pizza cutter.
Yeah. We've done ice cream scoops before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have those also?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay, then going into that, what are the most unique requests that you've had? Is there anything else other than the pizza cutter? Or odd, you could say.
Yeah, there kazoos. When I first started my business too, I had
that's funny because I was wondering what's the best thing to give children, like at events.
Yeah. So that was actually.
We're not ordering kazoos, okay? Coasters.
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
No, I don't want to order anything that I wouldn't want my child to bring home. So I get it.
Yeah.
But that was a school you were telling me earlier.
Yeah, it was actually one of the first orders I processed when I started my own business, and I told my girlfriend, I said, "Yeah, I've made it now. I'm a kazoo salesman. I really made it in this industry." But
kazoos ranked up there with recorders.
Yep, I think they're actually more annoying, right?
I don't know. Recorders are loud.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me if they're annoying. I
so
produce it and I give it away.
When they asked you for these kazoos, were you like, where do I order these from? Or do you have suppliers that really literally can order anything?
They're in our industry, you can pay to be a part of like a global search where the vendors are vetted and basically they have like a 5-star system for the vendors.
Okay, and
so
you found kazoos on the 5-star vetted vendors.
So by me going through the proper avenues to get on that site and have vetted vendors, then I
that
found
means
the
you're not the
person.
first kazoo person.
Oh no, I've seen kazoos.
You have?
Are those rubber things that people use to open jars? Are those still popular?
Yeah,
the handheld ones.
Silicone jar openers.
Yeah, I see those. But there's a company in town that still gives those in their little bags. I've never used them because I'll just use a
never
towel.
Either.
But you kind of wonder, right?
I just open my own pickle jars. I don't know.
Yeah, the credit card bottle openers are pretty in right now. For weddings, you can just easily leave them on.
I didn't even think for weddings.
Okay,
probably
nice.
Yeah, so
you also do marketing for weddings, like if somebody wants a bunch of little.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be your guy if you need a frou-frou wedding invitation or something like that.
Sure.
But if you're having a wedding with 250 people, then I'll give you a lot of ideas for stuff you can hand out at the wedding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is everybody doing rice throw? Do you have something else now? I know.
They do bubbles, I thought, and fireworks. Let's go see.
Yeah, sparklers now, I guess.
The
sparklers is kind of cute. Right, exactly. All right, well, cool. Well, we'll be back with Brian in a moment. Let's take our little break here, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Welcome to Town of Tioga, a planned community that combines an urban sensibility with the comfortable pace and natural beauty of a small southern town. Tioga is conveniently located off of Newberry Road in northwest Gainesville. The nearly 1,000-acre development is a mix of single-family homes and luxury apartments anchored by Tioga Town Center, a pedestrian-friendly retail, dining, and business hub. Homes in tree-lined Tioga come in a variety of sizes and styles and range widely in price, starting around $350,000. The average home size is 2,500 square feet. With the newest expansion, the planners have done an excellent job of preserving the natural beauty of the landscape. 20% of Tioga is permanently set aside as green space. The front porches, narrow landscape streets, community gardens, and retail offerings encourage walking, running, and leisurely bike rides along wooded trails. Please visit buysellrebell.com to search for your new home in Tioga. All right, welcome back again, Rabell Realty Group podcast with Kristen and Rebecca and our friend Brian Knapp from B Print Design, talking marketing and branding. So there's a little bit of a difference between marketing and branding. You kind of do both, but can you give us your definition of each of them and how they differ and how you can help with both?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if my definition would be 100%
your
correct,
definition,
but
right.
yes, yeah, I would say marketing to me is the overall everything you do to brand yourself from different avenues, whether it be TV, radio, print, promo items. It's everything encompassed. Mm-hmm. Design obviously is just that's one part of your marketing.
So what do you think is the hardest for a new small business to come up with? The design part, the figuring out their voice to brand, the branding style, or the marketing?
Well,
if the marketing is everything.
Marketing is everything. I've seen this a lot, especially me. I got excited when I started my own business, and I feel like that's true for everyone when they start their own business. And they want to get everything done super quick, but
right.
In reality, you should really take your time and slow down and get a good logo. Maybe hire someone that knows what they're doing. A lot of people like to do their own things, but when
right.
it comes to logos and design, I feel like you really should leave it to a professional to make sure the fonts look good, make sure the colors look good, make sure you have a symbol that really embodies who you are and tells people by just looking at a logo, looking at the symbol that, oh, well, they do realty or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. That you know exactly what it is.
It's memorable. Yep.
It's memorable, right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some famous logos like the Nike logo, you always know who that is. The
mm-hmm.
Starbucks logo, you always know that mermaid, that's
mm-hmm.
Starbucks. There's some popular and famous ones. But if you're a small company and you don't really know how to create that logo, like what do you do to help someone come up with the best logo for them?
Yeah, I would schedule a meeting with them. I'd come to them or do a Zoom call, whatever it may be, and just like kind of get 3 or 4 ideas of like a main symbol they want to convey to kind of tie in with the text. And I'd probably just say, go to Google and send me 4 or 5 logos that you like, so I can get a sense of their style, because there's so many styles out there right now, mm-hmm. cursive letters or big bold letters, like different colors, different techniques and like styles you could put onto the text. So yeah, just getting an idea of the style of what people like to begin with is big. Now
you mentioned before that color is also a really big thing, and mm-hmm. you said that some people just pick really bad colors. Is it trying to pull colors together that don't match, or just colors that don't work together? I guess it's the same thing. Or
yeah, contrasting colors could be cool in certain cases, but a lot of times if you pick 2 colors that are too similar, it just kind of ends up looking muddy. It's like a big symbol. Like a good logo to me is something I can see from a couple hundred feet away on a billboard, and I know instantly, oh, that's B Print Design or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You have another question for him? Her voice is hurting.
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of your favorite logos yourself that you've seen out there?
That's a good question. There's a lot of the good fishing logos right now.
Yeah, but you're a fisherman, so.
I like to fish. So, yeah, like tying in like a kind of like an evil looking fish into the logo is always cool to me. I can't really think of any right now, but yeah, I like that style, like a fish kind of
that angler fish that has like the big teeth and like the little thing that hangs over. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that's kind of a cool looking fish, and I know there's a logo out there with that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's memorable especially for fishing. Yeah. So so what are some things that you want to tell new business owners not to do when creating your branding?
I mean, you can do it yourself, do a sketch, use Canva or some of the free software that's out there, but then definitely take it to someone that has training in graphic design so you get the right formats. You're going to need your logo in separate formats throughout your whole marketing process. You're going to need it in a certain way for online. You're going to need it a certain way for print. And if you don't do that, you're just going to end up paying for it later. Yeah. You're going to end up paying more money than as if you just did it from the very beginning.
So unless you have a design background, or are going to someone who knows it, you has a little bit of design background, you're saying at least check it with someone else that has that, right? Yeah. So I'll tell you, we used Logo Kick, which was really great because and this was before we knew you, but it was really great for a new company because you paid a flat fee, but it went out to like 5,000 different people. You gave your information, what you were looking for, the style you wanted, and then they would send you a bunch of different styles, and you got to pick from there. It was almost like a contest. Like you got your first 100, however many you wanted at
It was
first,
a lot of fun.
your first 20, then your top 10, and some of them would be the same designer. So you'd end up going with your top 3 in the long run, and then that one would win. And so that was a lot of fun. But you could also do that.
Yeah, I would do that on a smaller scale.
Right, of course.
I would meet with the client. I would really get some insight into what they wanted and look at some styles, maybe do 10 different variations. They would knock it down to 5 or 6,
Right.
knock it down to 3, knock it down to 2, and then bam.
And you work on that, right?
Yep.
So Susan's asking, should you copyright?
I honestly, I don't really have much experience with copywriting. It's probably a good idea if it's going to be like a multi-million-dollar company or like something that's like going to be huge, it's going to blow up, But that's a good question. I can't really give you a very detailed answer about that.
So I think, like obviously in real estate, we have a key, and there's a lot of people that use the key, but we see this one style. It's like 3 gabled roofs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like with every single person. So if you really want to set yourself apart, I would say don't go online and hire someone like
Yeah.
Blueprint Design, a designer who's going to design for you, and not to have the mass look with everyone else.
Yeah, that, definitely. I mean, yeah, if you go on, there's lots of sites out there where you can get vector
Right.
designs, just pull them and like change the colors, make it your own per se, but it's really not because everyone's doing the same thing that goes on those sites.
So you would have ways to come up with making it slightly different to really showcase, their own style so that no
Yeah.
one else is really copying. Of course, copying is a form of flattery. So if they copy your design,
Yeah.
maybe you can't stop that. But
How do you keep people, or how do you help people select a font that will be timeless? Because fonts obviously are
that's true.
somewhat of a trend.
Yeah.
I mean, what's in style now will not be in style in 10 years.
Yeah, that's just part of marketing 101. I mean, like you can stick with one font. I'd recommend a rebrand after every couple of years or so. Just give it a little change. But there's so many fonts out there too. There's millions of fonts you can just go online and find, or you can make your own. I've done that before too, where
If you
want
make your
something.
own, is it more likely to be timeless than something like, because we've all seen logos. I mean, every industry falls prey to it where you're like, oh, that's, Arial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times New Roman.
You're like,
whatever.
that's definitely 90s
Yeah.
style.
That
I-
was made in the 90s.
if you're a spa, you would choose papyrus. Everyone has the same.
Yep, that's true.
Like over and over and over again. But yeah, I make
If
it
you
your
use
own as much
Canva,
as
you're
possible.
probably using Playlist.
Yeah. Canva's a great program.
Or Genesoo. Don't forget
right.
Genesoo.
Yeah, Canva's a really great program for laying out, but when it comes to print and like getting a really high quality file out of Canva, it's I basically have to redo what people have already done on
right.
Canva.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, we love marketing. We love branding. I know that you've helped us with a lot of things. So you've helped us with hats, I believe, definitely shirts.
Yeah, sweatshirts, hats,
So-
shirts, some of your print work, postcards, some promo items.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So list everything, a lot of the things that you do most often that you love doing. And then who are you looking for in terms of referrals and who you work well with?
Sure. Yeah, I'd say the majority of my work is shirts, t-shirts, and hats. I do a lot of print work too, like just standard brochures, business cards. But yeah, the majority of my
signs.
work is probably apparel.
Okay.
Yeah, and ideally,
Do you do socks?
Yeah.
Do you do ties?
Could do anything.
What do you need socks
What
and ties
about
for?
like little hair ties instead of a tie for a
Yeah,
male?
yeah. That
see?
the
a lot
group,
of fun stuff.
the group that I told you that I pay for to get those the vendors vetted. I can really pretty much find anything. So
How has the COVID age impacted or changed marketing? I think we kind of went over that, but you can repeat.
yeah, it's the industry's coming back to normal now. A lot of smaller requests for hand sanitizers, masks, stuff like that. But yeah, when it first came out, it obviously affected us big time, especially with shipping, industry worker shortages, stuff like that. the shipping prices are still going through the roof.
Right. Worker shortages, are you still noticing that? Things coming a lot later?
Yeah.
Things are taking longer right now.
Yeah,
right?
turnaround has suffered a little bit, but it's coming back to normal. But the shipping is definitely eye-opening, especially in the last couple of months.
With the pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to tell a client, hey, the something you ordered last year is now double the price because of shipping. But that's
so wow, you're seeing double pricing.
Sometimes,
Pricing. Wow.
yeah.
Is it the heavier things or just from certain suppliers?
Mostly the heavier, larger boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, smaller.
All right. So, what is your favorite type of business? A new one, an established one that just needs a lot of apparel?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I would like to get on the ground floor up and running with a new business. Then I can kind of push them the right way. But I'd say a great referral for me would be someone that's already ordering these items. Maybe someone for a church, for example, that is already ordering sweatshirts and hats and shirts, and maybe even they're ordering it online. I'd like to really look at their pricing and look to see what they're ordering, and I can most likely save them some money and come up with some new cool designs for them.
All right, cool. Well, good. Well, we appreciate having you on here and talking about your business and your newer business 2 years in. Look at him going strong.
Yeah.
Making kazoos and everything.
Yeah.
Or not making them,
salesman.
but kazoo salesman. I haven't heard that before. So thank you, Brian, so much. Hopefully, if you're looking for any marketing materials for your company or starting a company, you'll know who to call, and that's B Print Design with Brian Knupp here. And we'll have his information. Oh, there we go. But we'll have his contact information on here as well so that you can follow him and order all of your fun apparel from him and other marketing materials. All right, go ahead, Rebecca. You got this.
Taking it away. All right, so let me clear my throat there. If you have a property that you do not want to sell, but you would like to keep and maintain, we would be delighted to take that on for you and be your leasing agent, accountant, repairman, inspector, and overall landlord. You can reach us at 352-213-6410 or knrpm.com.
Right. And if you are looking to get into real estate or want to change where you're located, maybe you're moving to Gainesville or Tampa or Ocala or St. Augustine, the 4 places where we work, you can give us a call at 559-8820. We also have a team that you can join. You can email join@buysellrebell.com.
And if you can't get enough of Kristen and Rebecca or Rabell Realty Group, you can find us at all of these fabulous sites. You've got us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Google+.
All right. And like and subscribe our YouTube page. Thank you. Also, if you're interested in just reading and not listening, you can also get all this fantastic information on our blog.
Why wouldn't they want to listen to us?
Or just love to know what's going on in the market and in and around the cities that we work in. You can go to buysellrebell.com/blog and read all about it.
And we'd like to thank the Fiesta Media for putting on this podcast, number 80. If you're following along.
Number 80.
And all of the
Getting
others
there.
that we've done. If you'd like to learn more about your own podcast, you can reach them at 352-327-5089.
All right. Once again, we'd like to thank Brian Knupp for being here and Elio for putting on this podcast. You can see us next week, 2 o'clock live here on Facebook and YouTube, rebellpodcast.com. See you next Monday.